Hey everybody, Happy New Year and welcome to 2023. I hope it's been treating you all as good as it's been treating me. Psych! It is not. We had a $750 TV that was smashed by our kids. So many other things have been popping off and going awry that 2023 is almost, at least in my experience, ramping up to be another 2020. I hope not. But regardless, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you survived another year. And in this video, we're going to be discussing 2022 from kind of my perspective, what went well, what didn't go well, things that I can improve on, tips and tricks that I'm going to be giving you all later in the video, and just kind of my opinions of everything I've kind of seen. Hashtag spoiler alert, Twitter. So this video is going to be unedited, and the reason I'm kind of doing this is I've actually received a lot of positive feedback about my unedited videos, so I decided to try it again. Let's hope to God that I can actually pull this off and try not to mess up during it. If you've ever made a YouTube video, you know that it probably takes 10,000 takes just to do the introduction. But without further ado, we're going to be revisiting 2022 and just kind of seeing how it went and my journey in 2022. And I would love to know how yours went as well. So make sure to comment below. What did you learn? What were some tips and tricks you picked up? We'd love to hear them. Also, while you're down there, make sure to smash that like and subscribe. It's free and it burns minimal calories. I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying. Though we're probably on weight loss journeys. At least I know I am. So maybe you want more calories. Then make sure to jiggle your mouse a bunch of times while you're smashing that like and subscribe. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into how 2022 went for me. Holy crap, was it a roller coaster? Not so much an emotional roller coaster, but just a roller coaster in general. And we're going to kind of talk about my path, my journey starting early 2022 to leading up to the end of 2022. Now, I started streaming kind of late into 2021. My son really loved watching the Fortnite videos, and I wanted to kind of be the people he looked up to when he was watching those review videos, gameplay, montages. So I decided to dive into the world of streaming. And I started like everybody, right? Beginner streamer, didn't know anything. And then I started to evolve. And 2022 is basically where I kind of picked up a little bit momentum. So this is what's going to kick us off, the beginning of 2022. Now, at the beginning of 2022, I was steadily growing. I think I was averaging anywhere from 20 to 30 viewers maybe, and it was pretty good. It was my pre kind of partner push journey, and I'll talk about that in a second. But I was slowly gaining viewers, and then what really put me on the map in 2022 was, and a lot of you all remember this, when I had changed my name from Sideburns to Gorm Gontour 69. And the reason I did this, it was to troll two other pretty big streamers. And everyone got confused with each of their names because they almost mirrored each other or were off by either numbers or certain letters, but everyone got them confused. So I decided as a troll and to kind of put my name out there to change my name on top of streaming and getting 20, 30 viewers. I don't know what I was thinking, but let's talk about that for a second. So a lot of people have asked if I changed my name to troll, if I did it for clout. We all love clout, right? God, I love me some clout. I did it mainly as a troll, but I didn't realize the effects it would have. Basically, I rippled through our streaming communities because there wasn't, and this is quoting a really super mod that everyone knows, Death420. He mentioned that every stream he was in, he kind of saw somebody come in and mention, yo, did you hear what Sideburns did? Did you hear what Sideburns did? And while that was pretty cool, I didn't realize the effects that it was going to be having. I did not realize that I would gain a little bit of notoriety from that. I just did it as a troll because the big Kolbowski said I wouldn't do it, and I did. And while I did not realize how long it would take for me to actually get my name back, which was 6 months, because it goes into a pool that you have to wait 6 months. You have to wait 60 days, but that's just to change your name again. I did not realize I had to wait 6 months, so I kind of trolled myself. But it actually helped me. It got me recognized by a lot of different streamers. and it helped me build my community a little bit more, or kind of build up, right, my brand a little bit more. So I really do love that I had done it, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. Granted, though, I was already growing just a little, so there were people that did know who I was, and it really did help out that had quite a few partners behind me on it. But nonetheless, that was what really kickstarted my 2022 journey, because I did it back in January. So I thought that was, pretty cool. So as I changed my name, I started getting, a few more people into my streams, and I knew I had to improve. So I started doing things that were just off the wall. I got my shovel in the background, cause I forgot to bring it inside one time after I shoveled snow, and it's been with me ever since. It's a gimmick that people love. I then started experimenting with other things like sock burns. For all of you that don't know who Sockburns is, it's just my sock puppet, though he really is a real person. And I started experimenting with various channel redemptions that were just play on words, like shovel me, pull something out of my fanny. I love to do play on words, so those redemptions also helped with the interactions in chat. So that gave people just a platform to truly interact with me in the stream. And that also helped that a lot. Because, and this is going to roll into my tip and trick later, a lot of people are not entertaining. I'm sorry. I know it may suck to hear, but it's the truth, right? It is twitch.tv for a reason. Television. We watch television to be entertained, right? To take us out of the current reality and transport us into a different reality where we're going to laugh, cry, make memories, etc. Okay. So those really helped me. And I'll talk about the tips and tricks a little bit later on, because I definitely encourage everyone else to do that. But as I was growing and hitting those numbers, I started realizing I was close to partner. While I wasn't on an official partner push, I still had those numbers, which leads me to the next thing that kind of I don't like, but I'm still going to admit, because look, if you can admit your mistakes and admit you were wrong, unlike a lot of people that I see on Twitter, it just shows your character. And I started letting those numbers affect me in ways they shouldn't. I started using them almost like a flex. And there were people that tried to come after me. There were haters, there were snakes. And I tried flexing my numbers and even said, I got more numbers than you do. I pull bigger viewer numbers, so you ain't nothing to me, which sucked, right? I can admit when I'm wrong, and it was wrong of me to do. And I actually apologize for that. So whatever y'all do, don't follow in those footsteps. Just wait for the tips and tricks here in a little bit. So after that happened, one huge controversial thing that most people think killed my streaming career, though I'm still doing pretty well right now, is the infamous situation that happened back in April. I'm not going to say the name, but if you remember, there was a certain partner that decided to come into my chat and to a female say, I just got done, basically insert vulgar sexual act to you as I woke up, basically. And that was a big no-go. And I was sitting on that for a while. And I remember, I'm sure a lot of you all do, I had a stream where I addressed a lot of those concerns. And I, to this day, stand by what I did. I put it on Twitter, and that's where there's a lot of divided communities. Some say I should have handled it in a PM DM. Some say, hey, good job on putting it on Twitter. For me, I know I did right because I'm not a fan of sweeping stuff under the rug. Imagine all of the celebrities that have gotten in trouble for very, very explicit things if they just swept it under the rug, and obviously they did try, right? There's a lot of high-name celebrities, high-profile celebrities that have done that. I'm not one of them. If something needs to be said, let's say it. Also, it's our God-given right to post stuff on social media. So, guess what? And granted, some of you may argue it's not a God-given right, but you know what I mean. It's my right to post it on Twitter, and I did. And there's people that are still saying to this day that I was wrong, and there's others that are praising me. It doesn't matter. It was a lose-lose situation no matter what. I wanted to stand my ground, though, and I wanted to make sure that my voice was heard, that I did not like it because this was a partner I was going up against. But after that situation, I still continued to grow a little bit. Yes, my numbers tanked a little, but also because the communities were divided. There were some that agreed with what I did and some that didn't. And ultimately, some just quit because of the drama, rather than using the mute or block. Hindsight's 2020, but I don't regret anything I did. Same thing with the next thing I'm about to mention, which is the interview with JTX. Now, ultimately, this is a secret that nobody knows about. That interview with JTX was never supposed to happen. It was supposed to be a joke. That's right. We were chilling in the beach house with Nacho, Bowski, Streaky, and a few others. And I said, wouldn't it be funny to see if JTX would take an interview with me? Didn't think he would, because he was already going after S4S communities. He had gone after Hover, so on and so forth. So I thought it was just going to be a joke that he wouldn't even respond to me, but he did. And you know what? That's kind of a joke slash troll that did evolve into something a little bit better. Me and JTX were able to have the interview together, and our communities kind of got together. It did get a little heated in there, but we were able to hash out some of like the S4S allegations, some of the accusations that were made, like follow S4S. We all know the gist. I'm not going to go into it. But the interview went pretty well, and a lot of people praised both of us for, sitting down and taking the time to address everything that was going on Twitter and even through the YouTube videos. So that was another thing that I kind of reflected on and was like, it was a really good move for both of us, right? You have somebody that was going after all of these communities and going after all these people. And then it's like, all right, well, let's go ahead and get in an interview session one-on-one. Well, kind of one-on-one, but it was in Discord and on the stream. And let's go ahead and talk about some things. And we did. And I walked away from that, pretty confident that we did a good job. And a lot of people did say we did a good job, but some people were wondering why I took it and if I was just clout chasing. Well, guess what? If you're a streamer, you're on Twitter, social medias, or you're not locked in your house, you're a clout chaser. It doesn't matter. I will gladly accept any title regarding clout. We all know that. Now, after that, I want to say in July, I had actually tried Trovo. I heard about this up and coming platform called Trovo, and it had already been around for a few years. But within the few months, there were some streamers that were trying it. So I decided to try out Trovo, and guess what? I really liked it. In fact, I was able to make partner that same month that I tried it. And then I went ahead and did a YouTube video on it. So Trovo was a nice little kind of month away from Twitch, and I really did miss Twitch. Trovo has definitely changed a lot since my previous YouTube video on it. I haven't been on Trovo in months. I actually stopped multi-streaming to Trovo, and now I just multi-stream to Twitch and YouTube. But ultimately, Trovo well, I can't say for what it is now, but it was a nice platform. I was able to get monetized. When I got partner, I was able to get more money when I made partner, so it was nice. The only reason I stopped is it was a grind. So much that you basically had to be a full-time streamer to reach a lot of the top partner tiers. And I wasn't about that life, so I dipped out and went back to Twitch. Come August, I was like, okay, let's go ahead and make this YouTube video. But my editor was going through a lot of things, so I really didn't have an editor. At that point, I was like, okay, let's go and start looking around, checking the prices, checking the work. Didn't find anything I liked or that fit in my budget. So I decided to take the plunge into content creation and learned it through a free program called Wondershare Filmora. Granted, there are a few paid aspects of it, but nonetheless, Wondershare Filmora allowed somebody like me with no editing whatsoever, no editing experience, to edit clips and long form YouTube videos. While I sacrificed a lot of time and effort that I would have loved to pay somebody for, it got me a lot of the skills to be able to take on a client, Elfatch, which I did for quite a few months before I did have to step away to focus a little bit more on my content, but also work had picked up. So when I gained the skills to edit my own videos and even edit for my client Elfatch, I was able to create YouTube shorts and even long forms that reached 100 to 200s with my long forms, and then thousands upon thousands on my YouTube shorts, ranging from 1,000 to 15,000, and for Fatch ranging from 2,000 to even 23,000. So stellar job, bud. But I'm glad I was on that journey with you, because that allowed me to see more into the YouTube short side, which is growing, and even the YouTube side. And big shout out to All I Do Is Camp. He is the one that pushed me towards the YouTube shorts and the content creation. hence switching me from a streamer, this is important, switching me from a streamer to a content creator. And there is a difference, because a content creator is going to create actual content, whether it's gameplay, IRL, fishing outdoors, so on and so forth, where a streamer is strictly just through Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, whatever, right? So I love the fact that I was able to get into the content creation, because YouTube is going to be popping off, and I am glad that I got in on ground level and I've kind of solidified a little bit of a fan base so that I can continue that. And then probably later in the year, after, revamping my stream, adding new scenes and overlays, I just kept getting heat from all these fake snakes, all these snakes in the grass. So I decided to trim my lawn by releasing a diss track. Now, normally I only do diss tracks on my, on my friend streamers. However, this diss track that aimed at all the snakes and all the fakes and all the people that wanted to see me fail, that was basically 2 middle fingers to all of them, because I am a fan of standing your ground. And there's a lot of people that say, well, if you stand your ground, you're a bully, or you're a bully, blah, blah, blah. They tried putting a lot of titles and names to it, but the nomenclature didn't matter. If you are doing self-defense, if somebody is attacking you and you defend yourself, you can't call that person who's defending themselves a bully. You can't, right? They're a defender, and that's what I did. Yes, I did take a little bit of subtle shots, but that was only after they had done it, especially after the situation in April. Now, 2 wrongs don't make a right. However, that kind of got them to block and mute me and let them know to kind of back off, right? And plus, a lot of people loved that diss track I released. I doubt I'll make another one if need be, but it still gave me a sense of like, okay, finally, you guys can back off of me. Let me do my own thing. You want to keep my name in your mouth? Awesome. That's cool. Keep giving me the clout, but your names will not be in my mouth, nor have they to this day. So that's really the recap of 2022. I really had a fun time, and it really was a blast. Now let's go ahead and talk about some of the tips and tricks that I have for you all. First and foremost, there will be haters. You'll see them on the comments on YouTube, on TikToks, right? Embrace the haters. I always troll the trollers and the haters by commenting more, by saying, hey, you're engaging with this post. That means every time you engage and leave a negative comment, that's going to help me with that algorithm. So keep it up. So all in all, with the snakes, with the fakes, just block them and mute them. That's something that I should have done way back in the day. And that's a little bit of a reflection on my part. And moving forward in 2023, and I'm going to be talking about my goals here in a little bit. That is a goal that I have, just to make sure I utilize the mute and block a little bit more. The second thing I want to let you all know is just chatting. Just chatting streams, when I switched from Fortnite to just chatting for about 3 to 4 months, that is what gained me a lot of my followage. There were people coming in. I used to do channel reviews for new followers and new chatters. I used to give them, and I still do, the VIP carpet, my only fanatics, which you'll see at the end of this video. A lot of my scenes and overlays and gimmicks that I do, I'll throw that in at the end. But I would basically make everyone feel welcome. And you can't do that when you're playing a game, because you're going to be focusing on the game when you should be focusing on your chatters. So my advice to you all, my tip and trick, is make sure that you throw some just chatting streams out there every once in a while if you're solely a gamer. That's going to make sure you get your fan base, and we're going to get to know you on a personal level. I do not care if you play Warzone. I don't care about your gameplay. I'd rather watch, the bigger Warzone players, right? Or the biggest Fortnite players than watch you. Why would I come to your stream? It's for you. So just chatting streams are going to be essential. Now, I'm not saying I don't watch gamers. I'm just saying to build that fan base, to truly build that personal connection, you have to do a little bit of chatting. So that's going to be another tip and trick. The next one is going to be getting on socials. If you are not on socials, you're doing it wrong. YouTube Shorts is so new that it's going to be rivaling TikTok. All right. Facebook, Instagram already has their reels. TikTok has obviously TikTok. So make sure you post not just a one, but all. Instagram, TikTok, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Make sure to post those. And if you're unsure of how to, you can also reference my previous videos for how to edit. And I think I already have a video on posting to the socials. If not, that will be coming soon. All right. So it's very important. The more you can get your content out there, the more you can get your brand out there, the more you're going to be growing, and the faster you're going to be growing, because they're going to want to check out your content from your socials and then maybe go to your streams as well. And then one last tip and trick I want to leave you all with, and this one's going to be a very tough pill to swallow. Not everybody can be a streamer, okay? And I've seen this a lot on Twitter. I've seen this a lot on some of the other platforms, and I'm not saying it to be mean. Not everybody can be a singer or a painter or an artist of any kind, right? Yes, we all have hobbies, and yes, it's okay, right? If you want to take streaming as a hobby, perfectly fine. But the moment you start complaining about negative growth or lack of growth, or your numbers this, right? Because you're doing the wrong thing and focusing on numbers, you're not in it for the real reason you originally got into it. I got into streaming to make an impact and to make a difference and to showcase my energy, my skills, not just in gameplay, but with overlays, to show my thoughts. My roommate's here, so if y'all hear subtle sounds, that's why. So what I mean by not everyone is a streamer is there's a lot of people that get down on themselves about the numbers, and they're thinking of quitting or thinking of doing this. Look, I'm not going to tell you whether you need to throw in the towel or not. What I will tell you is not everyone is cut out to be a streamer, because streamers entertain. And if all you're doing is playing a game and barely looking at your chat, that's not going to be a good look for you, and that's not the sign of a good streamer. The sign of a good streamer, you have people that frequently or infrequently, or you at least hear it from time to time, say, "You made my day. You made me laugh. You made me smile. You're so entertaining. I love coming here." They'll say synonyms and synonym sentences like that. It's always good to hear. But if all you're doing is sitting in front of a camera, playing a game, neglecting chat, barely acknowledging raiders, you're not a good streamer, and your numbers are going to reflect that. So it's okay to throw in the towel and to just become a viewer. There's too many streamers out there and not enough viewers, at least on Twitch. With YouTube and TikTok, it is a little bit different. So with that being said, right, if you're struggling to grow, maybe you really need to rethink, is this the right thing for you? And I may catch some flack on saying that. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. But what about the agents that you solicit to, writers, right? When you solicit to agents and they, decline you X amount of times, it's going to tell you you're either not a good writer. I mean, there's a few different, theories into that, but maybe you're not a good writer. Maybe you need to revamp your content. But here's the thing. If your content isn't there and your streaming's not there, I'm not saying you have to throw in the towel. Try and find ways to elevate yourself. But at the end of the day, if you've been sitting at, let's say, 1 to 2 viewers for X amount of years, right? Sad thing to say, or a hard pill to swallow, and you're complaining about your viewers, it's you, not them. It's not me, it's you. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But I'm not saying quit. Definitely try to make something out of it. But at the end of the day, we're just not all cut out to be, who we may want. Like, for example, I'm not cut out to be an NFL player. I would get wrecked if I tried joining the NFL. I'm too late now. I'm like growing gray hair. I don't think I can do it. But I would get wrecked in the NFL if I tried. And I would try again. And if I just couldn't make it, I'm not going to keep trying because they're going to decline it. So I'm tired of beating the dead horse. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the end of the video, because yeah, I really have nothing else to say. That's kind of the recap and kind of my journey in 2022. And some of the things that I really learned was the mute and block, and kind of making sure I always will move forward with my content. I'm always trying to find ways to improve. And then when it comes to Twitter, just knowing everyone has an opinion, I'm not going to satisfy all of them, and I'm going to do me, and I'm going to have fun. And I stopped focusing on numbers, and I've never had much more fun streaming than now. Regardless of whether my numbers are not where they used to be or not, doesn't matter. I'm having fun because there are people consistently saying they love my streams, they love the interaction, the energy, the redemptions. so on and so forth. And I challenge you all in 2023 to make something of your streams and to get better and to improve, because we can all improve. And the moment that you tackle your content and elevate it, post to socials, make things that people want to see, you're going to see improvement no matter what, right? And if not, well, I mean, there are other factors, but regardless, if your stuff is entertaining, there's no reason why people won't watch it. So ladies and gentlemen, that is really all I have for you all today. I do have to run and get some food. I hope you all have a wonderful 2023. Make it be healthy, make you be prosperous. I don't even know if that was correct grammar or language or what language I just spoke, right? But regardless, it doesn't matter, because guess what? This is going to be unedited, and I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. I hope you learned something. Laugh at my journey, poke fun of it. I don't care. Comment below how your 2022 went, and I will see you all later this year. Best believe it's going to be my year for YouTube Shorts and even long form YouTube as well. Take care out there, everyone, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.